It's all about what it feels like. It doesn't matter what's real. Last time we drove this, it died on us at a stoplight, and I still don't really know why. Uh-oh. Before I blame the carb or anything weird like that, remember, I bought the cheapest one that they make and just bolted it on and it ran, but I never touched a mixture screw or anything like that. Got it pushed out a little ways. I'm gonna fire it up, get it warm. I think we'll do a compression test. I think we will try to verify timing, and then we'll move on to the carburetor and just kind of work our way through. You're supposed to do your compression test hot and stuff. Everybody knows that. I normally don't, to be honest. But I do think we'll put a little heat in it before we do that. The idle's kind of high right now. You hear it? My gauge says it's just about 1,000. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's idling so high that it's actually pulling a little bit of vacuum advance at idle. Oh, there we go. Well, that's weird. I shouldn't be able to push down like that. Did that take the advance out of it? Yeah. It's a little bit tough to see, but right here on the carburetor, there's like a pivot. That's the stop for both the choke and the idle screw. Wondering if that moved a little bit, and that was our idle chain. I have never ever done a compression test on this motor, so I'm really curious. I think common knowledge is it should be like 120, but anything above 90 is okay, and obviously consistency is more important than the number. Rich. Which it was just sitting idling. Hot. Maybe we'll look at them after they're cooled down just a touch. But number 2 is equally rich. Maybe we're super rich too. That's part of what we're doing today. Consistent, if nothing else. I don't have another set of plugs either, so these are going back in. Cylinder number 1. Hope for triple digits here. Okay, not bad at all. 115. I think this motor's in pretty good shape, to be honest with you. Remember, we know it's not the original one. It's from, I believe, a 1960. I have no idea when it was put in. I have no idea who put it in. We'll work down the line here. 115 on hole number 1. Ooh, that, my friends, is the same number. All right, so here's the numbers. To be honest with you, you can't ask for a bunch better than that, which truly is the best news, but also not that surprising. Remember, this motor last weekend idled at like 200 RPM. It's impressive that it will idle that low. I don't think it would have done that if we had a dead hole. That's too hard. I think brand ass new. 130 is the number in the book. I can look, I have one. 115, plenty good enough for us. Just another reason why this motor's staying in there till it gives us a reason to take it out. All right, let me get my compression tester out of the way, and we're gonna work on timing. It's busy, and I apologize for that, but it's not really my fault either. There's a little window and there's a little pointer pointing at the flywheel. That is where you time these. That pointer points at the flywheel, and on the flywheel somewhere, there's what you'll hear referred to as the BB, because that's kind of, I think, what it is. It's certainly what it looks like. It's a BB pressed into the flywheel, and then some other markings. There's like a C and an I. Sometimes there's numbers, +5, -5. Those are degrees. They change year to year. Like I said, I don't know what year we got. Is it the trans from a 50 or is it from the 60? Who knows? I don't. Anyways, you time these things back there. So that's how you find TDC. What we're going to do is get to TDC or very close to it and just see if we can see marks on the flywheel first. That's going to get us in the neighborhood. It should be there. It's just got years of dirt and rust and grime, and what we're going to do is look for evidence of the BB, which is like right there. Oh, we're in the neighborhood. Do you see that triangle stamped on the flywheel? I believe there's an inspection cover under the bottom side of the bell housing where I can take it off, get to the flywheel and actually see the marks, maybe clean them up and hit them with a white paint pen. I've seen guys do that before. Coming in. Here's that inspection cover. Now, the real question is are these gonna come off? I hate flathead screws. Truly, I think they're stupid and they're almost always not the best choice. But I did get that thing out. Let me take you underneath and show you the absolute gross things that were under that cover. Here's our clutch. Looks to be pretty much brand new. Obviously not. I don't know if you can see up in here, but there's like rodent fur, spider webs, dried grease, rusty, dusty nastiness. I'm gonna put my hood on even. Oh God, that's a lot too. The compressor's hot. Oh, that's probably like asbestos clutch material. Let me get a touch farther away. Pretty much cleared up in here. I don't have flywheel turner tool things. We'll be in it for the long haul, but we can do this. As long as we don't get one in the tooth. There's a lot of marking. There's a U, a line, a C, the BB, and a 5, and then a triangle. I believe the BB and the 5 means that when the pointer's lined up on the BB, you're 5 degrees advanced. I got a book. We're gonna read it. But let me spin this over so we get the best access. There's the triangle. It'll be upside down, right? But there's the BB, the 5, the C, the I, and the U. Those all mean something. We have to look it up. And I learned a little bit about what the markings on the flywheel mean. The UC stands for upper center, which is what they used to call TDC. So the line in between the U and the C is true TDC. That's good to know. The BB and the 5 is 5 degrees before top dead center, which is where they want you to time it at an idle. According to this book, which is the Chevrolet Truck Shop Manual. It says right here, loosen distributor clamp and rotate distributor body clockwise or counterclockwise until the steel ball in the flywheel lines up with the pointer on the flywheel housing. So they want 5 degrees initial, basically is what it says. That steel ball is 5 degrees. That's how they do it. I think what we're gonna do now is I'll slam that back in, the cover, fire it up and see where we're at. I don't think it's right. These trucks have what's called an octane selector, which is a little scale on the clamp kind of for the vacuum advance that you used to, like if you had shitty gas, you could dial some timing in or out of it depending on what octane you had. They want you to set the timing obviously with that at 0. I looked yesterday, ours is not. I'm not gonna change that yet. I'm not gonna put it to 0 because I feel like we could use a little bit more advanced. So I wanna see where we're at and go from there. Oh, and I painted those marks so we should be able to actually see them. All right, I'm gonna hop in, fire it up. It's so busy right where we need to be looking, but check our tack too. It is idling a little bit high. Let's see if I can look down in that hole. Oh yeah, I can see it. We basically have no initial. Spark is firing maybe even a little after TDC. And if I reach down and advance it, we get, that's more than 5 degrees, but so we are a little bit retarded at idle. Kind of thought we were, based on how it was reacting when I would give it a twist. I'm going to turn the idle down to like 500 is what the book says, and then we'll loosen that adjuster. We'll actually set the timing. Down here at the base of the vacuum can, there's a little scale. That's our octane selector. Ours is not lined up right now, so let's see what happens. Listen to the motor as I line it up. That seems to be where it's happy. Let me tighten it down right there and we'll recheck. Are we closer? We are closer, but we still need a little bit more. I wish you guys could see it better. It's closer to 5 initial, but it's still a little bit shy, probably 3 or 4. I'd like to go even a little bit farther past because we are running fuel that's better than it was in 1950. Remember, this thing has premium in it. I would like to be on the north side of 5. It's about 550 RPM idle. I have about 7 degrees initial in it because I have 2 dialed into my light. And we know the BB's 5. And I'm on the BB right now. Let's see how it takes throttle. I think it's gonna like it a lot more. It's idling a bit high still. We can take more out of it and then we're gonna do carb tuning after this. Let me turn that idle back down. We're shooting for, well, the book says 450 to 500. What's that? Feels a bit low, but it's 465. All right, so far the bill of health is looking pretty good. Next thing we're going to do is move on to the carburetor. The plugs obviously made it look like it's running pretty rich. I have a vacuum gauge we're gonna put on it, and we're gonna tune on it. We're at least gonna make it good at steady state idle. This carb is a Rochester clone, so it only has one adjustment as far as like screws. This gauge is a little bit confusing because it does more than one thing. We're looking at the bottom scale, so this gauge is gonna pull a vacuum, right? Negative. We're shooting to be somewhere in the green. This engine, most engines, normal, healthy, idle, timing set correctly and everything like that, and no sticky valves, no burnt valves, you know. Good, healthy motor. 17 to 20. You got some big nasty camshaft in here with tons of overlap, like that's why big cams and power brakes don't work that good, right? Because you lose vacuum at idle. You lose vacuum as you go up in the RPM range because you get closer and closer to atmospheric pressure. Because the throttle blades are wide open, she's sucking and blowing at the same time, not making a vacuum. We're gonna fire it back up, see where we're at right now, and then what we're gonna do is we'll adjust this idle mixture screw both ways to get the highest vacuum reading. We'll leave it there, we'll reset the idle, and that's kind of all the tuning you can do unless you get into this thing and start changing like metering rods and stuff, which we don't have any and we're not gonna anyway. This is another one of those things that you need to do when the engine's warm, which is perfect because it is. So we are hoping to see this needle suck down and be pretty steady in that green zone by the time we're done. It may not do it right away. All right, well, that's exactly what you want. Super carburetor tuner, man. Just kidding. We still have some work to do, but this is what you're looking for. We're in the green zone and it's steady, which means our valves are adjusted right, our timing's good, general health. Vacuum is a good indicator of general engine health. We have a healthy one. I am going to tune the carb for the best vacuum at idle. We're at, what are we at right now? 18.5. That's not bad. We'll see if we can't make it any better and if the idle changes when we turn that screw. Let's listen for changes as I turn this screw out. Let's go. That was half a turn. The idle dropped and the vacuum dropped, so it doesn't like that. We'll go back in our half a turn. We'll go a turn more. All right. Idle came up. Did vacuum come up? A little bit. I can't see that gauge, so I'm doing this by ear, but we're gonna go in more because it seems to like it. Okay, we were way backed out. Oh, too much. See how it started to stumble? I'm assuming the vacuum probably dropped at that point too. That's about 20. This motor is in good shape internally. I don't know why or how, but it is. See how it slowed down? I bet it didn't like that. Did it lose vacuum? Yeah, a little bit, and it's unstable. Take that back out. Okay, perfect. That's where we're gonna leave it. Now the idle changed during all that, so let's take a little bit of idle back out. That might change our vacuum reading a little bit as well. That feels like not that much RPM. Let's see how it takes throttle. See, manual transmission truck, I want more idle RPM than that. I don't mind a little bit of a fast idle. That's still pulling 19.5, 20 inches of mercury. Let's shut it off for a minute and see if it restarts. For the adjustments that we have, we are right in the neighborhood. Steady needle, in the green, high vacuum. It did respond. I had to screw it in like a turn and a half, which could have been why the plugs looked so terrible. Let's see if it restarts. Hot restart coming up. Right back to where it's supposed to be. I'm real happy with that. This thing is as tuned up as we can get it right now with the tools that we have. Got a little bit more timing in it. We got the idle screw adjusted more appropriately, so our air-fuel mixture should be a little bit better throughout the whole RPM range. What we did today should do a lot of good for us. Like, the late timing might have been why it got hot idling, because the spark was happening so late. More advanced generally makes your engine run cooler. it was running rich and the idle was moving around. That could have been, that's all related, I think. Either way, it should be better than it was. I did check for vacuum leaks while I was running off camera with some brake clean. We don't have any except for this one that I'm gonna fix right now as I'm talking. So what I'm saying is, we gotta try it. It might even feel a little more peppy with more timing in it. That'd be something. It's certainly something we need to know. It's not the nicest day in the world, but we gotta try it, I think. Let's go for a rip. There it is. Grind it till you find it. We're on ramps, remember? There it is. We're just gonna do a short one just to see if we made any sort of difference. We should know right away if it likes the timing or if it hates it. It should like it. Generally, as much as you can put in is what you want. Let's see if it dies at a stoplight. Not yet. It might be in my head, but it feels peppier. We'll give her a rip here. Feels good. Doesn't feel worse. Is it better? I'm not sure. Is it pre-detonating? I don't know. The whole thing's rattly. I don't think so. We're gonna run it and see. We'll do our little test loop, which people who live on that road are gonna start wondering why they see this truck every weekend, but we'll just tell them to tune in, you know, watch the channel. I wish our test track didn't have speed bumps on it, but it does. Every time I let off or push the clutch in, I'm nervous it's gonna die now. That'll take me a couple drives to get over. Oh, don't worry, I got the fix. It's certainly not worse. It does feel like it is maybe a bit peppier. It might be in my head, also fine. It's all about what it feels like. It doesn't matter what's real. We'll put the big bog on it, 4th gear, 1,000 RPM. Which is when you'd hear a ping or something like that. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not the world's leading distributor vacuum advance expert either. Pretty much know how they work and I know what's bad and what's good, but this is like my 3rd rodeo. Okay, it ain't my 1st, but it's... That was almost 3,000. Maybe it'll take RPM better now. Oh God, speed bump. All over the brakes. Jesus. Falling into idle like it's supposed to. That old square body got the thumbs up from him. It feels like it pulls harder. And like, listen, when you're making, I mean, if you're making 120 on a good cold day like today, 5%, 2% increase, that's enough to feel. Still got a couple things on the list, but this was a big one. I just wanted to kind of get a yardstick of where we're at. Feels like we're in a pretty good spot, honestly. Got oil pressure, headed uphill. Big load on it. I didn't shift on purpose. Just trying to see if I could hear any spark knock. Got a couple raindrops on the old windshield, so this will be the only loop we do today. If you guys haven't yet, please take a minute, click the subscribe button for more adventures with Stink Bug. Weather's coming around, we're gonna get the Roadrunner back out, and I got other stuff you guys don't even know about yet. Just trying to maybe finish something first, or at least get it to a spot where it doesn't need my constant attention. I thought we might have a bad valve adjustment in this thing because it makes so much valve train noise. I think that's just how it is. And we got holes in the firewall still too, so we could hear a lot of stuff that maybe you wouldn't always hear. So I'm gonna ignore it. I think I've seen an old, like, I don't know if it was a Chevrolet manual, but it was some old time maintenance mechanic manual. It literally said a noisy valve is a happy valve. Ours are pretty happy. It's a solid cruiser. I don't know, it'd win any awards. It's not really for that. I need a mirror on this side. I wonder if I could just switch them. It'd be more helpful over here. Still not a pull out in front of the unit. But after the old Bronco here, I think we got one. Starting to pop on decel a little bit? Does that mean it's lean? I don't know. Sounds cool though, I'm gonna leave it. Do you think it would do a burnout? I don't. I think it slipped the clutch. I think we'll give it a shot. It's just so much movement. There's no chance. I bet it'd do one on wet pavement. Here we are, back home. Idle fell right back down. I feel pretty good about it. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode of TYGR's Garage. We got a clean bill of health. We got an adjusted carburetor, the correct amount of ignition timing, really, really good compression. This thing's ready to rip. We got a couple other things to do. Remember, I have parts on order. Blinkers, power brakes. I'm going to try to take some of this slop out of it. You'll see all of that in a future episode of TYGR's Garage. Thank you for following along. I hope you learned something. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.